Let's go. Get up. Stack club, you hear that? You can't sit down to that. Okay.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy, Sheik Luch, LOXD Block, Silverback. Hey, yo, right now I need to shout out the ISUPK classes.
I want to give a huge, big, humongous shout out to all the UPK schools.
Shout out to Black Watch, hosted by General Johanna. Bird, I need y'all to check out Cross the Line Radio as well, man. They've been open all week from 7 to 9. They ain't shut down because of the corona, the COVID and all that. They rockin' strong, you know what I mean?
Think we got a problem, but really it ain't though. It's one of me and these bitches, I count about 3, 4. Think we got a problem, but homie just all talk. He ain't gon' pop a balloon with a pitchfork. Nah. Think we got a problem in the club with this dog. Rude boys, dogs, ladies, everybody.
Yeah. We're the ISUPK, that's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out on West Harlem, New York, under Commander General Johanna. Since 1969, we've been teaching our people, the so-called Black, so-called Hispanic, so-called Native Indians, who they are according to the Bible, according to our records, according to our history book, which is the Bible. All right. Tonight's class, you see the title, Truth Is Undefeated, man. Did you see? First of all, let's give a big shout out to Captain Tazaria in the ISUPK, which is the home of the truth under Commander General Johanna. Man, if you haven't watched the interview with Ye, then you need to go check that out, man, because there was some very insightful stuff. And remember, you look for us when you want to be taught. All right. Celebrities aren't your teachers. You got to go to the people who are actually equipped and are able to instruct and teach out of this book, and to bring our people back into their heritage and their culture. Like he have confessed time and time again. He's a new Christian. He's new at this. All right. So don't follow his lead like that when it comes to far as your spiritual walk, so to speak, because the brother, he's still searching. He's all over the place, and with the right guidance, and now with the help of the ISUPK under Commander General Johanna, maybe this brother can find some guidance, find the right instruction that he needs to get him on that right path. That's right. That straight, that narrow path that leads to righteousness. That's the only path that we ought to walk on, is that straight and narrow. And it's going to be few that finds it. It's not going to be a lot of people that find this path. There's only going to be a few that find it. And with this, what's happening now, with this truth ringing out throughout the four corners of the earth, with these celebrities exposing and bringing into focus the question, who are these so-called African Americans or Black people here in America? Who are they? Who are these people? It's bringing this question into focus amongst our people, and that's what's needed. That's what's needed. What's needed is for a self reevaluation of yourself. You need to reevaluate yourself to see whether you are in, so you can know what your culture is. Don't you get tired of following everybody else? Don't you want to know what your culture is? Don't you want to know what it feels like to be in charge? I know I do. I want to feel like I want to know what it feels like to be in charge, to be calling the shots, to be making the rules. Like we've been Jeremiah said that he says that is Israel a homeborn slave? Like is Israel? Is that what Israel is? Is that all we are? Just slaves? Are we just meant to be slaves? How come we're always in trouble? Why? Why are we always in trouble as a nation? Why come we just can't get it right? Because we are a stiff-necked people. We are a stiff-necked people. And that's why we can't never get it right. We don't. We just think about this. When we came out of Egypt, we was still in the wilderness. We wanted to go back into Egypt. We wanted to go back. We didn't want to be free. No, we didn't want to be free anymore. We'd rather choose slavery. We'd rather choose bondage. This is the people we're dealing with that we have to wake up. This is the people that have to understand that they are special here on this earth. We are special here on this earth.
Damn right.
You know, we hold the keys to everything. You know, inventions, countless inventions. Like you think our oppressor made these inventions? No, they stole ideas, intellectual property, and so forth. These things get stolen from our people. Go ahead, Aaron.
You know, something heavy, right? During the debate with Cat was speaking to Whack 100, and it was a woman on there. It was a sister on there, and she brought up the fact that exactly what you're saying about the inventions being stolen, and what she brought out was real heavy. And she brought out a book that I got to get with Captain Tazariak about. She gave the name of the book, but what she was saying was between 1910 and 1942, and then from 1942 to the Civil Rights Movement, the greatest thing they invented was the patent office. Because it makes sense what they're saying. Right. He's saying that, listen, we did all the labor.
Right.
We did all the work. So once we did all that labor and did all that work, right? When we came off the physical plantation, of course we're going to develop things to make our working environment easier. We're going to invent things. So apparently we invented everything. We invented so many things, and then they invented the patent office and came and took the idea like what was that? The cotton machine.
Cotton gin. Cotton.
Yeah. Why would Esau do a machine for cotton? He don't want to make it easier, but we would want to make it easier. So that's what she brought out. It was real heavy what she brought out. And like I said, she brought out a book, but I gotta find out the name of that book from Cat.
Most High in Christ. Yeah. Like that. I'm glad you brought that up, because our oppressor is wise to do evil, man. They will out. The scripture tells us they were and are the most cunning beast that's in this field, that's in this earth, that's on this planet. That's the field. This planet Earth, that's the field. All right. And they're the most cunning beast on this planet. So they're going to come up with different ways to take and take advantage of you, because what was their
using the Wi-Fi or the
ether? What was their blessing? From Esau. What was Esau's blessing? Esau's blessing from his father, from Isaac. Let's get that real quick. That's going to be in Genesis. Is that 28 or 30? You know what? It might be.
It's 27. It's Genesis chapter 27, verse 30. 34, 30.
Yeah, I got a little lag, so just bear with me, y'all at home. My computer will catch up. I got a little lag.
So we got you want me to start at Genesis 27? Where you want to start at? 30?
Let me get there with you real quick. You said Genesis 27 and get straight to the point. Get to his what Isaac gave him, his blessing.
His actual blessing.
Verse, I think 28.
All right, Con. I think can I do 37 and 30? It's actually 39. Look, Salaki, if that's the why, can I start at 37?
Con.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 37. And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord.
Right. Meaning Jacob. Go ahead.
And all his brethren have I given to him for servants.
Uh-huh.
And with corn and wine have I sustained him.
Right.
And what shall I do now unto thee, my son?
Right. What should we do unto? He's asking Esau. I have given Jacob this blessing now. Like he gave me the venison. I thought it was you. I honestly thought this was you that I was giving this blessing to. So I have given him the blessing. So what shall I do now unto you, my son? What can I do? And then in verse 38, and it says,
And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing?
Yeah, don't you have but one blessing, Father? Just one. Go ahead.
Bless me, even me also,
Nah.
O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Right.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
Right. Meaning what? When you say thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, what that means? Let me see if anybody in chat. That means that you're gonna live in the good parts. You're gonna live in the good parts. You're gonna get the good land. You're gonna go for all the good stuff. You're gonna have what you're gonna call one day a manifest destiny, and you're gonna go and just give smallpox to everybody so you can take their land, and you're gonna live in a good land. All right, keep going.
And of the dew of heaven from above.
Right.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And by thy sword shalt thou, what that mean? By thy sword shalt thou live.
They're going to live by the sword. They're going to live by the weapon.
That's right. They're gonna be living by killing. they look, these are the motto I say all the time. These are the best killers on the planet.
The best out there.
These are the best killers on the planet. All right. You haven't heard of the CIA and the different things that they can do. How you can go in there and kill somebody just covertly and just with a pinprick, just different methods of and ways that they can go about killing, because they have learned and studied to kill, and they know how to do it, and they're the best ones at it. Go ahead.
Right. And then when you look at verse 40, it says, and by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass that when thou art.
We didn't get that right yet.
Oh, Salaki.
Go ahead. You can start reading. You can read.
No,
you can read from there though. Start and shall serve thy brother. You can start right from there.
All right, come. All right, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 27 and verse 40.
Yep.
And by the sword shalt thou live.
Now I wanted to, Salaki, this is what I wanted to bring out about that, right? When they, first of all, Esau and that gunpowder, when he got that gunpowder, it was on. Think about it. He the one got that atomic bomb. He dropped that atomic bomb. Why? Because as the scripture says, by the sword he's going to live. He's been blessed with killing. He's the best killer that the Lord has allowed to be on this planet, is Esau. Remember, the scripture says the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. When Alexander the Great, the Greek king, that first king over Greece, think about it. It says he stamped everybody. He went through and he crushed the Persians and the Medes. He crushed. Right. That was the first so-called white man to crush all dark nations.
Right. First one conquered. Right.
And that's because, as the scripture says, and by the sword shall thou live.
Right. They got their military strategies and just the different things that they do that they do to win wars. Go ahead.
That's why they like going into supermarkets and malls. They like to kill in bunches. They like to kill a lot.
Right.
It's the thrill of that gift of living by the sword that they go by.
Right.
You know, that's why they'll go in and they'll shoot everybody in the school that they see.
Right.
Or they'll go and they'll shoot everybody in the mall or in the supermarket. It's because they live by that sword. And that's the only thing rational they can come up with that makes sense on how to respond to whatever evil or wickedness is going on in their spirit.
Damn right. Battery's running out. Go ahead, keep reading.
And shall serve thy brother.
Right, and you're going to serve your brother. You're going to live by the sword, but you're going to serve your brother. What you think that did to Esau? Ooh.
Yeah, that made him mad.
Ooh.
He turned red that day.
He came out red, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, like that will it gave him a bloodlust. That's like Ottawa said. That's why they like killing in bunches, because they just have a bloodlust. They just see red all the time. They're not satisfied unless they're killing, unless they're doing something mischievous. They're not satisfied. They can't even rest at night, the Bible says, unless they have devised some kind of mischief to do. Like this is your oppressor. This is who we are serving under right now. For those that don't think that they're in slavery, that they are not in captivity. If you say you're free, then act like you're free. I challenge you. Ye thought he was free, and he's learning now that he's not free. He's learning quite clearly and plainly that he's not free. That there's a power above you. Because if there wasn't a power above him, then he wouldn't have lost $2 billion in one day.
Damn right.
$2 billion in one day. He wouldn't have lost that if he was a free man.
Right.
Because free men don't suffer consequences for words. That's what's going on right now. If you think about it, he's suffering consequences for words.
Right.
For words, because he's challenging ideas. Go ahead.
If I may, what you're bringing out is heavy, right? Esau, we already know he loves killing.
Right.
We know he loves killing. That's what he do, right? But this is what our people have to understand. You know how when it says, give me John 8 and what's that? 8 and where it talks about you of your father, the devil. What's that? 8:44?
44.
Go to John chapter 8 and verse 44. You got it, Carl?
Salakia, 1 second, sir.
And your,
Right.
your mic should be good.
Yeah, right now, you know, our people love to say this, right? They love to say these words that our people were saying even back then. So what we're going to do is let's go up to John chapter 8 and start at verse, let me see, verse 40. Let me see, Salakia. You can start at verse 39. Salakia, verse 37. You got it? Let's get it.
The book of John, chapter 8, verse 37.
Read.
I know that ye are Abraham's seed.
Now this is what Yahweh is saying. He's speaking to them. He's speaking to who? Read it again.
I know that ye are Abraham's seed.
I know you Abraham's seed. Read.
But ye seek to kill me.
Come on.
Because my word hath no place in you.
Because the word of the Most High Power, it finds no place in their spirit. Read.
I speak that which I have seen with my father.
Come on.
And ye do that which ye have seen with your father.
Come on.
They answered and said unto him, Abraham is our father. Yahweh saith unto them,
come on.
If ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham.
Read.
But now ye seek to kill me.
Come on.
A man that hath told you the truth.
Told you what?
The truth.
The what?
The truth.
He was telling and speaking nothing but what the Most High Power taught him. Remember, he said, I did not come to do my own will, but I came to do the will of him that sent me. Read.
Which I have heard of God.
Come on.
This did not Abraham.
Come on.
Ye do the deeds of your father.
Read.
Then said they to him, we not be born of fornication.
Come on.
We have one Father, even God.
This is how our people think right now. This is speaking to Israelites.
Right.
This is speaking to the Jews. Right? And he said, read 41 again.
Ye do the deeds of your father.
Now, he's actually letting them know spiritually, you're doing the deeds of your father. Read.
Then said they to him, we be not born of fornication.
Come on.
We have one Father, even God.
Read.
Yahweh said unto them, if God were your father, ye would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from God.
Read.
Neither came I of myself, but he sent me.
Now, see how he's breaking it down. He's keeping it all about the Father. So it shouldn't be any fuss. It shouldn't be any dispute, because he's saying, listen, I come to do the will of him that sent me. Read.
Why do ye not understand my speech?
This is the problem that we have with blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people right now. They don't understand it. Read verse 43 again.
Verse 43. Why do ye not understand my speech?
It's a question, but a statement that Yahweh is saying. Read.
Even because ye cannot hear my words.
So remember, you can't hear the speech, and you can't receive that word because of verse 44. Read.
Verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil.
You are who?
Your father the devil.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people, ye are what?
Of your father the devil.
The reason why we say you're of your father, because you wish to do the deeds and the will of your father. Read.
And the lust of your father ye will do.
Come on.
He was a murderer from the beginning.
He was a murderer from the beginning. Why? He was a murderer from the beginning because he influenced Cain. Cain was influenced. Eve was influenced. Remember, when Adam ate the fruit, he says, when you leave the law, you will truly what? Die. Yeah. Die. So he influenced Eve. He beguiled her. So They did not want to do the will of Abraham. They wanted to do the will of the devil, which is the so-called white man. Read.
And abode not in the truth.
Come on.
Because there is no truth in him.
Read.
When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own.
Come on.
For he is a liar and the father of it.
And they look, if you're speaking against the law, statutes, and the commandments, you are a liar.
Damn right.
Just keep in mind, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people love to speak like this. They love to talk and say, we've never been slaves. I'm not a slave. I'm not in captivity. The reason why you believe that you're not a slave and you're not in captivity is because of, read verse 44 again.
Verse 44, ye are of your father the devil.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why you can stand before anyone and say, I'm not in captivity. That's the reason why you can stand in front of someone and say, I'm not a slave. Because according to the scriptures, yokes of iron have been put around your neck and you have been completely destroyed. You have no clue. And that makes you, verse 44, once again.
Ye are of your father the devil.
Period. You are of your father the devil. Yeah. And the lust of your father you will do.
That's all you're going to do. That's it. You're just going to complete those lusts. We're back in Genesis. Did we finish that?
Genesis 27.
Yeah, we finished that, right?
No.
Keep reading. Finish that up.
And Isaac said, and Isaac his father answered.
Call out where you're at for me. The book, chapter, and verse for me.
This is Genesis 27, verse 40.
40. Got it. All right.
And by the sword shalt thou live.
Right. You're gonna live by the sword. Keep reading.
And shall serve thy brother.
You're gonna serve your brother. This is the position of the white man. This is the position of our oppressor. He's going to live by that sword, and that's what he does. And that's how he has taken and has dominion and has dominion over this whole earth right now, because he took it by force. He has conquered each and every land by force. I want to just talk about how Alexander the Great conquered every dark nation. Like, that's the start of white supremacy right there. Alexander the Great started white supremacy, and their poison has done nothing but corrupted the earth ever since. Like it says, evils were multiplied upon the earth. That's what the scripture says in the book of Maccabees, First Maccabees chapter 1. And that because of the spread of the Hellenistic way of life, meaning everyone's one people, just like we are here in America. We just call it different. We just name things differently, but it's the same. There's nothing new under the sun. The same things that has happened back in the day are the same things that are going on right now. We're still dealing with the same type of things, right? All being one. We dealt with that at the Tower of Babel. We dealt with that with the Greeks, with the Hellenistic period. We're dealing with that now with America, with this great melting pot here called America. Like come one, come all. Like we'll take everyone. We'll take all of it. That's what they used to have advertisements in papers back when they was trying to build this nation, how they would take everyone. You can come over here and come get a better life in America. You have equal rights. You'll come over here and you'll have a better life. You'll have equal rights and you'll have democracy, and the power is in the people's hands, and so forth and so on. Just a bunch of madness that we have failed for time and time again because we just refuse to serve the Most High. We just refuse to serve the Most High power. We refuse to keep His law, statutes, commandments, and that's why we have to serve our enemies until He destroyed us. Now that we're destroyed, now we're on the uprise. Now that's why that's how come we see this truth coming back on this earth the way it's coming back on this earth, and it is coming back strong. This truth is coming back real strong right now, and all the fake is being exposed. Everybody, like look in the sports just in the sports world, like we have different worlds in the Bible. The Bible says that Yahushua died for the world, right? But what world? Like right now we're going to talk about the sports world. We have what happened in the sports world with Kyrie. All right, that divided the sports world. You had people that were choosing to stand with Kyrie, and you had people that jumped out there presumptuously and stuck their foot in their mouth, and then wouldn't backpedal once they seen that like at some point you have to see the total agenda of our oppressor. At some point, like Shaq, you have to see Charles Barkley. You have to see at some point the agenda of the oppressor. And you're going to be that despicable and that disgusting that you're just going to choose them over your own people. Like, let's just think about that. Like that's why I tell you, there's nothing new under the sun. That same thing played out in the book of Maccabees, right in the first chapter, right when we got Hellenized, like when Alexander died and his 4 generals took over. Our people went to their people to live like them, to get permission to build a gymnasium and do all kind of and to enter into the sports world because we felt like we were missing out on something. And now look, we're still in their arenas even to the day, being their entertainment. We're just entertainers. We just had a famous prisoner swap for an entertainer. We gave up someone who specialized. They called him, what would they call him? The merchant of death or something like that? The merchant of death. We gave up the merchant of death for an entertainer. If we're not the laughing stock of the world, then I don't know who is. If America isn't the laughing stock of the world, I don't know who is. Like, what kind? Make sense of that. Somebody riddle me that. What? Make sense of it somehow. She put balls in the hoop. He make bombs and send them out. Get bullets, ammunition, send them out so people can die. She make people cheer. He make people dead. I don't see where this equals out. And then Russia was so smooth with it. They was like, nah, nigga, we just won't. See, we just doing one. Y'all gonna give us him for this one. Because they know America is sold out on this Sodom agenda. They see it. They see that America is real sold out on this sodomy agenda that they're pushing on to our people, and that's why Putin knew that he can hold tight because America isn't going to just isn't going to turn this down. Isn't going to let this deal go. They're going to get crucified. Or he knows just who runs this country. Putin knows just who runs this country, and it's the LGBTQ community. Go ahead, you had your hand up.
So that's kind of what I was going to say. It served 2 purposes from what I can see, and tell me if I'm wrong. It kind of makes the sleep, of our people want to vote again for Biden. So all of the black vote, and then also the LGBTQ, whatever, it also makes, that agenda much more stronger. And then, they can monetize that and use that vote as well. So that it served that purpose, but it makes us look like a laughing stock. Right. Well, them, the country, look like a laughing stock.
Right. John, you are not wrong. You are absolutely right. Yeah, go ahead.
And Salakia, one more thing. It also makes, those other oppressors hate us even more because they're like, look at them bending over backwards for these, you know, these blacks, or somebody who was doing this, that, and the fourth and got caught up in another country, and they've traded, you know, a national terrorist, you know, for lack of a better word, for somebody who, you know, like you said, certain entertainers.
That's just an entertainer. And that's it. That's all she is. It's just an entertainer. That's you know, like this is a monumental moment here in history, right here. Monumental. First of all, because I believe Russia is labeled a terrorist nation. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess we just forget policy about not negotiating with terrorists. We just negotiate with terrorists now. Did you say your hand up again?
I just wanted you to remember that quote that you said, because that was a good one. You said, "She makes people cheer, he makes people dead."
Yeah,
like that. That's a crazy quote.
Yeah. She makes people cheer, he makes people dead. Yeah, and that's the reality of the situation of what just took place. And people don't look at it like that. People don't look at it in that simplistic form. Like, if you just look at things in this simplistic form, you can make the right decision. like good night. All right, you can drop Esau. We know that he has the dominion over this planet right now because he has been blessed with the sword. He has been blessed with the ability to kill, and he lived in the fatness of the earth, meaning that he got the best. He gets the choicest plots of land because he goes and takes it by force, and that's all he has ever done. Because he remember, he comes from the mountains, right? He's a cave dweller. He's the original caveman. So he didn't have a land, you know. He lived up there in them caves and coming about them caves, seeing this plush grass and all this, you know, these beautiful fields and stuff like that. You know, he like, oh, we can go get that. Let me get that. And he just takes, and that's what Esau does. All right. So I want to look at some of this video real quick. Well, not video, but the audio from the Ye interview that Cap asked the question. For those of you who may not have seen it. I can show you that real quick.
Not one of these celebrities speak up. These are crazy, right? And then, you know, if you really look at the things that I'm talking about, a lot of people feel like me. So what's the crazy part? What I'm saying, or the fact that I'm willing to say it?
No, I definitely appreciate that.
Well, I guess we both crazy because I'm gonna say the shit.
Yeah, and I'm crazy too.
If I could add one part to
that. Hey, that's Cap, which is all y'all. He's an Israelite.
Appreciate it,
brother.
God bless.
Hey, God bless you too, brother. I think that was a beautiful question, and what I wanted to ask you: do you think they intentionally misunderstand you, so then that everyone else would then also be able to begin to misunderstand you? So when you start doing things that are clearly intelligent thinking, people will already be predetermined to, okay, Kanye is just crazy, so we just gonna ignore him. Like, what do you think of that?
I gotta say, God bless Kyrie, because he never had an MK Ultra Canadian intelligence trainer that was connected to multiple celebrity.
I was crazy.
I just lost connection. Hold on a second.
Mental health and deaths from Aaron Carter to old girl from Clueless. Her
husband.
So what I'm saying is Kyrie showed you the energy of change that can happen just by two of us standing on something we believe in at one time. How many times?
What you said was just important, was real important, because just imagine if more than just two was to stand on this information that they have ran across, which happens to be the truth. It's the truth of your identity, the truth of who you are as a people. Like you've been lied to. We have been lied to over and over, time and time again, and the truth is right at our fingertips now through this invention called a cell phone. It's a mini computer right at your fingertips, and we're living in an age called the information age now. So therefore, you can type in certain things, and you can get real good at this type of thing where you can do certain research and certain key search words, and you can figure out quite quickly the origin of different words, the origin of people, and you can get real, true information. All right, but we have an entity that says no, we don't want you sharing that particular information. Hence the Kanye, the Ye and the Kyrie, quote unquote, situations. You know what I mean? Because we are telling our people, they are telling our people, they are waking our people up to the fact that there's more to life than it just meets the eye. There's more to life, this life here than what just meets the eye. You just gotta scratch the surface and dig underneath to figure out exactly why schools only start with slavery. How come for Black American schools only start with slavery? Why doesn't it start with slavery? How come our history just starts right there? But for white America, they can go all the way back to the BCs and to Alexander, because they teach us that in school about Alexander the Great. I know I learned that name in school. When I was in school, I learned about Alexander the Great. And this whole time, he's in the Bible. This whole time, he's in the Bible. I never knew that growing up. And I grew up in church. I was a preacher's kid. But I never was made to understand that Alexander the Great was in the Bible. I was never made to get this understanding. I had to be miseducated by our oppressor's school system instead of being educated correctly by our own people. You know what I mean? That's more evidence that we are not a free people, that we are in bondage, that we are yet today in bondage, we are yet today in captivity. We are yet today slaves, for lack of a better term. We're slaves. All right. Let's get First Esdras 4. Real quick. First Esdras chapter 4. Hold on one second. 37 through 40.
This is the book of First Esdras, chapter 4. You said verse 30.
Start with verse 7.
Verse 37. This is the book of First Esdras, chapter 4, verse 37.
All right, just to set the scene. This is where in the book of First Esdras where it was I believe it was 3 three gentlemen had a bet to see. Well, they had a it's basically like a bet to see who would come up with what was the. Let me get it here. Let me turn to it real quick because it actually starts. First. It actually starts in chapter 3. Read chapter 3, verse 4, real quick.
This is the book of First Ezra, chapter 3, verse 4.
4 and 5.
Then 3 young men that were of the guard that kept the king's body speak one to another.
Right. The king is right now that we're talking about is Darius. All right. So this is during the Persian Mede captivity. All right. So this will be far as a timeline, this will be like during the time of Daniel, if you was to think biblically. All right. Go ahead.
Verse 5. Let every one of us speak a sentence. He that shall overcome, and whose sentence shall seem wiser than the others, unto him shall the king Darius give great gifts.
Right. So they wanted. It was like the three wise men right here. They just making friendly little. Might as well do something with our time. I tell you what. You think of 3 things. Whoever got the wisest, whoever's the wisest, I tell you what, we'll get the king to do certain things. We'll get the king down with this, and he'll array this person and set this person up, and the king will bless this person that has this wisdom. All right. So these 3, one spoke wine, one spoke on women, and one spoke on the king and the truth. All right. So verse 37 of chapter 4. Read First Ezra chapter 4, verse 37.
This is the book of First Ezra, chapter 4, and verse 37. Wine is wicked. The king is wicked.
Right.
Women are wicked.
Right. Wine's wicked, the king's wicked, and women are wicked.
All the children of the men are wicked.
All children of men are wicked. Go ahead.
And such are all their wicked works. And there is no truth in them.
No truth in them. No truth in them.
And their unrighteousness also they shall perish.
Right. They're going to perish right in their unrighteousness. Keep reading.
Also for the truth.
As for the truth.
As for the truth, it endureth.
It endureth, man. The truth endures. And that's what you're going to have when you come into this truth. You're going to have to endure. You understand that? You're going to have to endure sometimes you're going to have some high moments. Sometimes you're going to have some low moments. Everything's not going to be hunky-dory all the time. Right? You're going to have some tests. You're going to have your trials. But you got to work through that. You got to stay the course. You got to. This is a marathon. This is not a dash. It's not a sprint. This is a marathon. This is distance running. All right. You know anything about distance running? You got to pace yourself. All right. To make it to the end, you got to really pace yourself and get into like a rhythm of things. You get into that rhythm. That's same with this truth. You got to get into a rhythm. Get into that rhythm of everything. Like it should be mandatory. All right. Monday. I got class. Oh, Saturday. Got class. got class, I got this, I got that, I got camp, I got this, I got that. It should be mandatory. It should become a part of your everyday life, your everyday schedule, and this should be nothing to even think about. Because this should be our first. This is our love. This is our first wife. This is our first wife. We're married to this truth. All right. Keep reading.
And is always strong.
Truth endureth and is always strong. Always strong. Go ahead.
It liveth and conquereth forever.
It lives and conquers forever, forevermore. All right. The truth is always strong. The truth. One thing about the truth is it's always going to stand. Everything else going to crumble beside it. That's not built on that truth. If you're like you're in one of these fake ass Israelite camps, that's not going to be built. That's not built around the truth. The truth is right here in the ISUPK. You have to come back home to this truth. But we are the home of the truth. Come on home. You know, don't be out here and be like the purple guys. Like, let me show you what these purple guys say. Let me show you this. Don't be like this, please. Please don't be like this. This is just shameful. This is the leader of this organization. But he was asked in an interview, he was asked, why did you leave the truth? He didn't say the truth. Why did you leave the organization that you was with? Hold on a second. He said, what part of the Bible is Alexander the Great in? All right, let's get it. It's in the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1. Hold on, let me get it. Let me get there with you.
So y'all be there alone. So.
Mm-hmm. It's a good question, Chris. I think his name is Chris. Give me 1 second here. All right, let's get it. First Maccabees 1:1.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened after.
And it what?
And it happened.
And it happened. Now, it happened because in the book of Daniel, it talks in metaphors about Alexander, about how he was going to come, and about his 4 generals. It talks metaphorically about that in the book of Daniel, and right here in the book of First Maccabees. It's the literal what took place, what happened. All right, and it happened. Could keep reading.
After Alexander, son of Philip.
That's Alexander the Great. Philip, if you look up, I just explained how we have a computer at our fingertips, right, with our phone. So if you go on your phone, do a quick Google search and look up Alexander the Great's father. His father name is Philip of Macedon. All right, and that's who this in book of First Maccabees is talking about. Now, I know you're gonna be like, my Bible doesn't have First Maccabees. Let me show you something. In the 1611 King James Version, it comes with 80 books. not 66 books, 80 books, because it has the Apocrypha. 14 books that were taken out of the Bible is in the 1611 King James Version Bible. That's why we in the ISUPK highly recommend using the 1611 King James Version Bible, because this is the closest Bible that you're going to get to the original manuscript. All right, the closest translation that you're going to get to the original manuscripts. So Alexander the Great is right here in the book of First Maccabees chapter 1, and you can precept that with the book of Daniel chapter 11 is what you can precept. All of Daniel chapter 11, Daniel, the whole just about all of Daniel chapter 11, just about the whole chapter. It's well, at least up until verse like 21, until verse like 21, I believe that you can precept this First Maccabees chapter 1 with the book of Daniel chapter 11. All right, keep reading that book, First Maccabees chapter 1.
Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians.
Right, and we were just reading about Darius because these people that were doing this, these three brothers, these three guards that were holding this contest, for Darius. So Alexander took and conquered Darius. All right, that's how Darius fell. But at the time that we was reading in First Esdras, Darius was still king. Darius was still in his power. We were still in the Medo-Persian captivity. Keep reading.
That he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
The first king over Greece is Alexander, son of Philip, whom the world in your history books will call Alexander the Great. So there you have Alexander in the Bible. For Chris asked that question. What part of the Bible is Alexander the Great in? That's your answer, Chris Banks. First Maccabees chapter 1. All right. Let's get back to First Esdras. First Esdras chapter, what verse was you on? I think you read, I think you might have been on 38.
38.
All right, keep reading. Oh, we read 38. Read 39.
This is the book of First Esdras, chapter 4, verse 39. With her, there is no accepting of persons.
Right. So what does that mean right there? With truth, that's to her in this verse. It's the truth. There is no accepting of persons. What does that mean? Accepting of persons. Go ahead.
Would that be talking about like bribes?
Go ahead. Keep reading.
Or rewards.
Right. He just mentioned how it's talking about bribes, and it's talking about giving someone some type of favoritism just because they have some type of status. Showing respect of a persons. All right. And we have a big problem with that in Israel. Our people have a big problem of showing a respect of persons. Like you won't say nothing to this one person because you got a respect for that person, respect of persons for that person. And when you ought to be keep opening your mouth and saying something, like we shouldn't be keeping our mouth shut for everything. Keep reading.
But she doeth the things that are just, and refraineth from all unjust and wicked things. And all men do well like of her works.
Right. Keep read verse 40.
Verse 40. Neither in her judgment is any unrighteousness.
There's no unrighteousness in whatever judgment, the truth. Like it all boils down. There's a saying, it all boils down to the truth, right? It all boils down to the truth. And let the truth stand. The truth's gonna stand on its own. It don't need no help. It don't need a kickstand. It's gonna stand on its own. Keep reading.
And she is the strength, kingdom, power, and mystery of all ages.
Right. Blessed be the God of truth, because that's who we serve. We serve the power of truth. Give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 4. Ecclesiasticus chapter 4, verse 22. Because if you're dealing with the truth, you got to deal with the truth. All right. We can't be halfway. Can't be light. You can't be a light person. If you're gonna stand on truth, you got to look. You got to do it. You got to do it whether you like it or not, whether it hurts or not. They say the truth hurts. That's the true saying. The truth hurts, man. The truth, it's just gonna hurt. You just got to be prepared to hurt some feelings, because you got to speak the truth. As being prophets and priests of the Most High, we have to speak truth. We have to speak what's unpopular with the masses. That's our job. Our job is to be unpopular with the masses, because guess what? The masses hate God. They say they love God, but they don't. They hate the Most High power. They can't stand being under his authority. All right. Look at the world we live in today. There should be evidence of that. That should be evident enough that this world hates the Most High power. Read verse 22. Start with verse 22.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4, verse 22. Accept no person against thy soul, and let not the reverence of any man cause thee to fall.
Break that down.
So that would be being like an acceptor of persons or a respecter of persons.
Basically, yeah. And keep read. I mean, no, keep breaking that down.
Okay. So pretty much don't let somebody's, fame or somebody's position take you out of, standing with God and doing what you're supposed to do as far as the truth is concerned.
Right. I got a perfect, like a perfect example is just what just went on just like the other night with the interview with Captain Tazariak in Yay, and the things that went on after it, how we can't be the type of people that don't say the truth because it's going to ruffle feathers in the room. No, we have to stand and say what we know to be the truth. We have to stand and say and speak on that truth and stand on that truth with much zeal. We can't waver. You can't waver in that. That's our lot. That's our responsibility. That's our burden as priests and prophets of the Most High, is to be that unpopular guy that says, "No, you're wrong. You're doing this. You're wrong. Your way of life is wrong. This is wrong. That's wrong. Okay, what you're doing there is right. God approves of that. Most High don't like that. This is wrong according to the Bible." All right, and our people don't like that. because they don't want to be told when they're doing something wrong. Our people would rather for us to look the other way. Our people would much rather for us to stroke into assist them in their wickedness. That's us. That's our people. Our people want co-defendants and whatnot. We want to ride or die. Like we want someone that's going to be down no matter what. You can be dead wrong, but we want somebody that's going to be right there to say you dead right. You dead right. You dead wrong, but you got that person that's there going to tell you, man, you was dead right. I'm glad you did that, because that's where our people love drama for some reason. We just can't get enough of drama, and that's sad. Read on.
Verse 23, and refrain not to speak when there is occasion to do good.
Right. Don't hold back your tongue when you got an occasion to do good. Don't hold back your tongue when you got an occasion to when there's a room and you're in a room with, let's say, about 800 people, and you have knowledge, but you're not sharing that knowledge. You're shutting it up. You're not feeding the people. And you have an opportunity to do good. You have the opportunity. You have the space. You have the floor. You have the respect. You have the authority, but you're not taking advantage of the opportunity. That's what this is talking about. We can't be that way. We have to proclaim this truth. Keep reading.
When there is occasion to do good.
Uh-huh.
And hide not thy wisdom in her beauty.
Right. Don't hide wisdom. Don't you dare. Keep reading.
For by speech, wisdom shall be known.
That's the only way we're going to know whether you got some wisdom or not, is if you open up your mouth. That's the only way we're going to know if you're working with something up here, is if you open up your mouth. If you're silent, we're not going to know if you have wisdom or not. We ain't going to know what kind of person you are if you're not talking. Because by your speech, we're going to know exactly what you are, what we're dealing with. Keep reading.
And learning by the word of the tongue.
That's just as simple as can be. You can't learn no other way. Everything we do, we get taught through speech, through words. Keep reading. Verse 25.
Verse 25. In no wise speak against the truth.
Don't you dare do what?
Speak against the truth.
In no wise speak against the truth. That would be very unwise to speak against the truth. Like that would be very unwise. And a lot of people do that because Christ, Yahushua said he is the way, the truth, and the light. And a lot of people speak against Yahushua. A lot of people do. But we are to in no wise speak against the truth. Go ahead, keep reading.
But be abashed of the error of thine ignorance.
Go down to 27.
Verse 27. Make not thyself an underling to a foolish man.
Right. Don't you cuddle up to someone that don't have no knowledge, that's just stupid as all outdoors. Don't you put yourself up under this nigga. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare submit yourself up under that. You're setting yourself up if you do that. You're setting yourself up for failure. There's nothing good can come out of that situation. Keep reading.
Neither accept the person of the mighty.
Notice this is talking a lot about accepting, having a respect of a person. These scriptures that we're dealing with is dealing with having a respecter of persons, man. We can't do that. We can't do that. We can't have a respect of a person. And that's what you see a lot in Clubhouse. You see that a lot on your social media apps. You see that a lot on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, whatever you go for your little social media fix, you're gonna see it. You're gonna run into it. All right, keep reading. You're gonna read down to 29.
Verse 29. Oh, Salakia. Verse 28. Strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for you.
Right. If you strive for the truth unto death, Meaning that your mindset is like they got to kill me. That should be your mindset anyway in this coming into this truth.
Right.
That they've got to kill me. They're not going to be able to take this away from me. And yeah, in all his ignorance has that mindset. Even though he think he has the truth. He don't have all the truth yet, but he has the right attitude with this, what he do have. Because he's going, as you can tell, he's going all in. He's going all in, like straight all in, and that's how we should be when we come into the truth. We shouldn't be delaying. We shouldn't be tarrying. We shouldn't be doing anything. We should go all in for this truth, especially knowing that you're in the home of the truth. You are where Christ sanctioned for His word to land and spread forth and spread out from here, from the ISUPK. You are in that well of that well, that living water, that well of living water. You're in it right here in the ISUPK, on the Command and General House. All right. Keep reading.
Verse 29. Be not hasty in thy tongue, and in thy deeds slack and remiss.
Right. Don't be hasty with your tongue. All right. That's the underlining lesson for that verse and for those sets of verses. Don't be hasty, man. Don't be hasty with your words. Like you see that error happen a lot on Clubhouse because people come off their mic a lot and just blurt out untimely, just untimely garbage. Like sometimes mute your mic. Like mute your mic. Nobody needs to hear none of that, what you just said. And that's why, they got me off of Clubhouse right now. These devils done kicked me off because all I can think of is the picture I had, my profile picture, because I don't come off my mic. I don't talk. I don't utilize my voice when I'm on Clubhouse. I follow Captain Zarek around and listen at the feet of the elders. You know what I mean? And listen to him have godly discourse in rooms like that. And I had a picture which said how the Jewish runs the entertainment industry, basically. It was a true picture, basically. And I'm suspended for that. So now I can't get on Clubhouse. So I had to check out the interview from a live stream on YouTube because I can't get in Clubhouse. So I couldn't pay the $20 because I can't get in Clubhouse. You know what I mean? So I was locked out of that. So I'm glad for the streamers. You know, people were talking about how they made it was a big thing about how we shouldn't be doing it, but Wack understood it, but how it was a thing about how we should support when someone's trying to do something. Like that was supposed to have been a pay-per-view event, first of its kind on Clubhouse. So I can understand when you're trying to make business ventures, you know what I mean, how you ought to support Black business, but you got to understand also when it comes to this type of thing, like it's going to be, like he said, it's going to be hard to plug in all the links where you're not going to be able to get everybody to not stream. You're like, somebody's going to stream, somebody's going to link it, you know, and that's what happened. And I'm glad for it because I can't get in Clubhouse. So the wider to whoever Getty Radio is where I shout out to Getty Radio because that's where and shout out to Kwayashwan for putting it in the chat. Shout out to that brother, you know what I mean? He got us in there. So yeah. Oh, he put me out there. Slide.
Sir, if I could,
go ahead.
I just had something to say, something that you it was heavy. Pretty much, you know, people coming off their mic, this, that, and the fourth. Mm-hmm. And honestly, before listening to, you know, different debates with, you know, ISUPK or watching, you know, street speakings, you know, I didn't know there was a difference in having decorum or having, you know, some type of patience. And even as, like, whether I'm starting to notice, it's not only in like social media, it's also in like the world as far as like people just not knowing how to hold their tongue and hold their peace. I was on a call, well, I was listening in, one of my friends was doing something for their homeowners association, and everybody's, you know, brothers and sisters in there. And they did not know how to hold their peace at all. My friend is talking and everybody's trying to talk over him. He's the only one that really knows the rules to follow, but nobody got to hear him, and then they went a whole different direction, didn't get anything resolved. So.
And that's us. That's us as a people. That is us as a people. So I was gonna show y'all something, right? I was in the process of oh, I gotta get it. That's what happened. It left off my screen. I don't know what happened. My computer went down. But I'm going to show you all this video. I just have to get it real quick. So bear with me 1 second. I don't know why it's taking so long to load.
Chris is on. Yeah, he on.
All right. I don't know what's taking this thing so long. Why is it taking so long to load? I mean, I'm hardwired in. And it's taking so long to load. It's like I'm on Wi-Fi.
Exactly, and I'm saying that's what I'm
saying. I don't understand that.
Are you sure you're still not on Wi-Fi? It looked like you're on Wi-Fi.
I cut my Wi-Fi off.
You sure?
I can't. It's loading real slow right now for me.
It just looked like you on the.
All right, I'm not gonna be able to. It's taking too long. I can't do that. But I was gonna show you all like there's a video. If you go onto my page on my Facebook page, you can see this video. There's a video where Jason Whitlock is interviewing Nathaniel of IUIC, and he asked him. He said that like if you was a part of something, why not stay there? Why did you have to find it necessary to start your own Israelite group? And he said his answer was it was necessary. He said he's seen much polygamy. This is the first reason out of his mouth is polygamy. What does the Lord say about that?
Sorry, if I may.
Go ahead.
Sorry, if I may. Look, you know, I knew that by Nate, though.
Right. Me too.
I knew that about him because if anybody claimed to be an Israelite and they claim that they follow the law, statutes, and the commandments, and then you say that you don't believe a man can take another rib, that's your rib doing that. I actually believe he's gay. I believe he's gay.
Right.
Because you remember that they had the little penis thing going around and all that? He took a picture of his penis.
Right. Slack, I forgot about that.
Yeah, this guy, but when he said that that's the reason why he left, I knew that. Because this is why men leave the truth.
Right.
Brothers leave the truth because of their ribs.
Right.
Because their ribs hate the school, hate the manhood, hate the brotherhood, hate the masculinity, hate all of that.
Right, right.
They want you to be up under them. And I knew when I first started getting into understanding that we were Israelites, I knew Nate's issue was multiple wives. I knew that. And he just came right out and said it. And like you said, That's the main thing. Discourse and multiple wives.
Right. Right. And what you just said was heavy about like a lot of us humble down to our women. And that's just a trend of our people, because our women have been for so long having to put on a thick skin because of the things they went through during slavery. And they had to put on a thick skin. They had to protect their offspring that they were having. So they had to take on a more dominant role in the family structure. And it was all it's all masterminded by our oppressors, man. This thing is a well thought out. The oppression that we face right here in this land today, it's a well thought out oppression. It really is. And they are not going, and it's going to take an act of God for it to unravel. And that's what's happening right now. If you're living on this planet, you are able to see the act of God happening right before your eyes, with this truth being proclaimed throughout these four corners the way it's being proclaimed right now. Real heavy. Go ahead.
Somebody go ahead. Right now, like, there's people that we all in the school of Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we have talked to different people about the subject about us being Israelites.
Right.
Right now, that's the hot topic in the planet right now. That's a hot topic. So those people that we spoke to, they should understand and realize, like, hey, listen, what they were saying, it has to be some truth in it, because look at the traction. Look at what's going on.
Right.
But yeah, people still ignoring it. One thing, if I may, that Ye said that was heavy. I don't know the name. Was you on?
I almost. Like he kept going on.
Okay, he said he spoke to someone that has power. And the people on the panel, on stage, they knew who it was. I didn't know who it was. It's some type of bigwig in DC or in the political realm. But he said that we already in World War III.
Oh, okay. When he's talking about the information war.
Right. He said it started 2 years ago. So the process has already started. Now, to add on to that, why I brought it up, if you go to the supermarket right now, water getting short. Look. Water started, I remember when all this started, water was 3 for $12 at the Acme. Now, it ain't no special. It's $5.49 a pack, period. It's getting higher and higher. I suggest those that are online that's watching, first of all, subscribe to Delaware South YouTube.
Right.
All right? We got another YouTube page that we putting out there, Delaware South. That's spelled Delaware South is spelled SOUF. So y'all need to log into that. But I suggest that everybody start getting water and things of that nature. Commander General Yohana years ago gave us a detailed list of everything that we need for what we're getting ready to go through now. And I already started that process. I got a lot of the things that he said on the list. Right. So we have to understand that it's a serious matter, and I just wanted to bring that out.
Right.
That it's a serious matter right now, and that we really need to start, especially the men. Men, look, they need to step up and go and handle that, and go and get the things that you need to last you for at least a month or 2 months. At least. Now, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's about to happen, but we should be prepared.
Right.
And if we see the shelves getting empty, we need to pay attention to that,
right,
and act on it.
Damn right, damn right. Like we're not stupid people, right. You wake up to coming back to this knowledge of who you are as a people, like you're woke. Like I said, he see what's going on. A lot of people don't see the shelves getting emptier, but people that are quote unquote woke can see different things. You know what I mean? Because they're focusing in on different aspects of life, different aspects of survival. You understand? Because, like he said, there's going to come a day where everything that Commander General Yohana said that we should be getting on that list that he put out 2 years ago. This was during the 2020 when the pandemic first hit. He put out a list of things that we should be getting, stocking up on, and things that we should have, like just in case we can't get out. You know what I mean? So, to prepare us, and it's wisdom to take heed to instruction before things go down. You know what I mean? Not wait until things go down, then be like, oh man, where is that? Can somebody send me that list? Man, I gotta go. The shit is already here. Shit already hit the fan. Now you gotta go and play catch up because you were slothful and not diligent in preparing for what is to come, and not following these orders. You know what I mean? So one thing with ISUPK, we say follow all orders, and it's just as simple as that. It make your life a lot simpler. If you just follow all orders, that's it. That's it. You ain't got to think here and there in the UPK. Just do what the man above you tells you to do. He's not going to tell you to do anything that's sinful. He's not going to tell you to sin. And he's not going to tell you to do anything that him himself hasn't already done, or him himself hasn't already put bricks in. You know, like coming up in rank, you have to do things to get the rank. You have to put your brick in. You have to put the work in. Like kingdom of heaven don't come just with observation. Christ said it doesn't come with observation. You have to actually do work. You have to actually put the bricks in, put the work in. That's why we go out on the street corners every week, every Saturday. That's why our brothers and sisters go to Sabbath service, go to the Hebrew classes, the Lashawan Kadash classes on Fridays. They come out during the week to classes so that we can learn our heritage and learn who we are, so that we can rehearse these steps right here, right now. So it'll come second nature to us. We don't even have to think. It'll be automatic. Keeping the laws will be automatic. It'll be just like the scripture says how it's not grievous keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments. They're not grievous. They're not going to grieve you. Come on. It's not grievous. It's not at all. But that's an excuse the Christian church like to get. They like to say, "Oh, ain't nobody perfect," because they want to go and eat that pork sandwich at the church. They got it already in the stove. It's already cooking. Big Mama already got it set. They got the church schedules timed out perfect, so that when they get home, they can get the food out the oven, set up Sunday meal, and go about eating everything that the Lord told you not to eat. You think because you're praying over it, you made it clean because of the teachings that you're taught here in the Christian church. This is what they teach. They teach all you got to do is pray over that food. Gotta make it clean. Not realizing that the Lord never made pork clean. Never in scripture did the Lord make pork clean. So therefore, it's still dirty to us. It's still a no-go. But Christian church will tell you, Jesus made that. Jesus died and Jesus rose again. He died on the cross, rose again. He died so that I can eat that pork sandwich. I can eat that pork sandwich now. All I got to do is pray over it. That's why I say the Christian church serves a different God than the God of the Bible, because the God of the Bible isn't the same God that the Christian church serves. God of the Bible is the God of truth. We just read it in First Ezra. He's the God of truth, and His truth endures forever. his word endures forever. His word is the truth, right? So his truth and his word endures forever. So he's not going to change. He even says it in his word. I am the Lord, I change not. In Malachi, I believe it says exactly that, right? Like, make sense of that. Like, tell your Christian pastor to please make sense of this verse for me, Pastor Pork Chop. Make sense of this verse for me, Pastor. Please, Pastor. Lord said he changed not. How come we eating pork? How come we eating shrimp, crab, lobster, bat, dog, cat, whatever comes to mind, whatever we can put on that grill. We're gonna have a pig roast Sunday. Y'all come on out. Right after church. We're gonna have it right on the church grill. Like the whole thing is just filthy. Then they have to, what we're coming up on, right? We're coming up on this so-called holiday season, this Christmas time. All right. So they're gonna have the church, the tree in the church. Mm-hmm. They're gonna have the tree in the church, all decorated, all light, all lit up. Not knowing rather. Well, the pastor probably know, but then parishioners in that church don't. They're sheep, and they're just eating whatever the pastor is feeding them, and he's feeding them a bunch of lies. And that's what our people rely on. We rely on these lies. And we abide by these lies. We hold these lies dear to our heart, so that we don't want to. We reject the truth when we hear the truth. When we hear things that make sense, we reject it. Like I know people on Clubhouse hear Captain Desire making sense. They got to hear him making sense. They got to hear to see that. Damn. I heard what you just said, but some people, some people, it'll go right over their head, and they'll still just be just as blind as they were before he spoke the wisdom that he spoke. Just denying wisdom. This is our people. This is what we're going to deal with every day. And this is our condition of our battle. That's the battleground we have to be on. We have to fight on. We have to wrestle with a stiff-necked people. We may have to go into some verbal discourse with a stiff-necked nigga from time to time. We may have to put our head hard against their head. You know what I mean? In our face. Make sure we don't show no weakness. In that we're raising our voice. We're crying aloud, sparing not, lifting up our voice like a trumpet. That we're doing all these things. We have to, because we can't keep silent. Not because misinformation is gonna scream real loud. It's gonna scream loud and often. So that's why we need the right information to be broadcast. That's why we need to hear the right information. That's why we need to hear the truth. The truth needs to be spoken. We need to be in these different places that the Lord is opening it up for us to be in. You know what I mean? And like I said, this is a wonderful time to be alive right now, to see things happening right before your eyes. If you got eyes to see, you can see things happen right before your eyes right now that are amazing. This truth is going out right now with force. And you ain't gonna have no choice but to hear us. You're not gonna have no choice but to hear us. None. All roads gonna lead back to right here, ISUPK, because this is the home of the truth.
Damn right.
This is it. This is the foundation right here. This is the foundation of that church, that school that Christ is coming back for, right here in the ISUPK, under command and general Yahweh. You know, and we have to be diligent in our duties, be diligent in our studies. You know, because people gonna come and they're gonna be real crafty in what they do know. They're gonna be real crafty in it, and you have to know how to combat that. We have to know how to have that conversation. We have to know how to have that discourse. You understand? And if you don't know how to have that discourse, don't attempt to have that discourse. Get someone that's more seasoned to have the discourse. Like, you don't have to take up every battle that's presented to you. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses. You know what I mean? And don't be too prideful to make a call to someone that has more rank to a captain or a general or officer or high rank officer, you know, to get the answers. Or to even battle with you. You know what I mean? That's what we have brotherhood for. Brotherhood is a weapon. That weapon that weapon ain't meant to just be held to scare people off. It's meant to be wielded too. You understand? So use your brothers. That's what we're here for. Let's get Ephesians 4:4 real quick before we get out of here. Because Nate said he's seen a lot of polygamy. He said he's seen a lot of what he said, discourse among brethren. Like, okay, and you left. So that it was necessary. It was necessary. Okay. Let's see if you are abiding by what the Bible says, though, or not. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 4. Hold on a second. Let me get there with you. All right. Whoever got it can read.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 4.
First, give me verse 3 first.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 3. Endeavoring to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace.
Right. So Nate didn't endeavor to keep the unity of the Spirit. No, he hurried up and dashed off and did the door dash and got up out of there. No, he didn't endeavor to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bond of peace. He said there was a lot of discourse. So you bring peace then. Commander General Yohana stayed and brought peace.
Right.
All right. Keep reading.
Verse 4. There is one body and one Spirit.
One body. Not two bodies, not three bodies, not four bodies, not five bodies. There is only one body. What that mean by one body? Go ahead.
One Israel.
All right, let's put it in practical terms, like right now.
One organization.
Or I just heard somebody say it. So somebody just said it.
One kind of school. Sir.
Oh, there we go. That's what I wanted to hear. One school. That's only one school, man. Paul, because we was talking before class. Paul set up schools. That's what Paul set up. Paul set up school. In the book of Revelation, they call them churches, but they were schools. Okay, and that's what we set up. We set up schools all throughout the United States and abroad. Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti, UK, all over. You understand? We're setting up schools, places of refuge for our people to go to, so that they can get the truth. Because the way of truth is going to be hard. It's going to be hard to come by. It says in I believe that's Zechariah. I had to find that, but it's going to come a time when truth is going to be hard to come by, because there's going to be so much access to a lot of misinformation. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to be out to false teachers or false prophets are going to come up. telling you that they have the truth, but they don't have the truth. There's only one place that's going to have 100% all of the truth. Yes, there is a place that has 100% all of the truth, and that's right here, in the ISUPK, under Commander General Yohana. People like to question us on that, but they have yet to prove us wrong, have yet to lose, because the truth stands, the truth endures, the truth don't lose, and we have never lost here in the ISUPK. Never. We have never lost a battle, period. Captain Tazariak undefeated out there. Undefeated. Champion for this truth. And that's how we ought to be. We ought to be just like that. And he gets it from Commander John Yohana and from all the generals, all the men that outrank him. And that's how we should be. We should emulate the men that came before us. And we got to hold fast to this truth and not waver. Hold it and give it out the way we got it. All right. Keep it strong. Keep it with the force that it needs, and keep it with its proper integrity. All right. Because that's one thing, but we have to very, 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 very make sure that we are representing this school correctly. You know what I mean? Because people are watching, whether they watching you or not. People are going to be watching, and it's going to reflect onto the school. All right. Anybody got any questions? With that being said, we're going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Thassia.
All right, we're the ISUPK. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge Security Announcements. Rules for new brothers and new sisters. When a new brother come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to learn and to shed themselves of the world. If you need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if you have an interest in a particular person, seek counsel from the head. Tithing, which is a commandment. Ma'asharah means 10th in Hebrews. That's Numbers 18:21. Malachi 3:8 through 10. Ma'asharah means 10th in Hebrew. That's 10% of any increase the Lord give to you. All right. Priest fund is not mandatory. Whatever amount you like to give, you may give. All right. We got the up and coming Holy Convocation. All right, which is the Feast of Dedication. Right.
Yeah, right.
That will be September the 17th. All right. This Saturday coming up. But understand, you gotta bring something to give back to the temple. You gotta bring something. If it's books, with Bibles, apocryphers, whatever we need to, you know what I mean? You want to dedicate it to the temple, and that's what you're doing. You're dedicating and getting your temple, the sanctuary, you upgrade it. All right? That's what you're doing. All right? So as of right now, we still are to be here at 202 North DuPont Boulevard. So if you're in Delaware, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native American people, come on out. We're going to have food. Everybody's going to be here. All right? So if you're in Delaware, Saturday, we're starting right here, 202 North DuPont. Come on down and kick it with us and enjoy the feast day. All right? When you come to a feast day, you're walking in heavenly places because you're among the brethren. You're among the family. You're among the body. All right? If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, pants, scarf, and headband, and saying that. Amijum means to stand. We're going to give the brothers a courtesy salute. Amijum Shabbat. Amijum Barak. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shabbat. Yah Matah, that means arms down. Star means to turn. We're going to face the sisters. Sisters to stand. Star, we're going to give the sisters a courtesy salute. Amijum Shabbat. Amijum Barak. Yahweh Shema Atham Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah. Yah Matah. Class dismissed.